Well, the average median home price has jumped over $150,000 over the past year. Right now, the median price of an existing single-family detached home in San Diego County rose to $825,120. Now, this spike in home prices brings the state's median home price above $800,000 benchmark for the first time ever. April home sales increased on a monthly basis for the third consecutive month. And joining us now to talk more about this dramatic spike in the cost of a home here in San Diego County is real estate agent Jim Bottrell. Jim, thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me.
This is something that I'm sure for someone like you watching the market so closely may not be surprising, but for everyone else, can you explain why we are seeing such a skyrocket of prices right now?
Well, yeah, there's three basic reasons. The first is we have a pretty substantial shortage of homes and some very eager buyers, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Couple that with some really low interest rates, really cheap money. And then the third one, which is, in my opinion, probably the biggest one, is the monetary policy. With all the new money that's been put into our economy, if you think about it, 40% of every dollar, of all the dollars in the United States economy have been put into the economy in the last 12 months. That was due to COVID, and that's, that had to happen. I get why that happened. And if you're going to increase a monetary supply that much, if there's 40% more goods for somebody to buy, well, then that keeps itself in check. But there's not more stuff to buy, so there's just 40% more money in the population with the same number of things to buy. So that's going to create some inflation. So you put those three things together: short of homes, low interest rates, and a whole bunch more money in the population, then you're going to see a lot of things go up in value, especially homes.
A significant impact. Now, those historic numbers breaking that $800,000 benchmark this month, was that something that you expected to see?
Oh, absolutely. That doesn't surprise me a bit, and I think we're going to keep on going.
Wow. So what is your advice then to maybe a potential home buyer right now? Or should they, continue looking? Should they wait? What's your advice to them?
Well, look at waiting. If you want to go back to last year, it was the median home was $671,000. If you go back to 2019, it was $594,000. So $231,000 less than it is today. So 2 years ago, if you decided, hey, I'm going to wait a little bit, well, that just cost you $231,000. If you waited 1 year, it's $154,000. Waiting is not the right answer. So my advice to the first-time home buyers is, I say this all the time. Anything in life that's worth doing is going to get really hard at some point in time. That's just a fact of life. And then the other thing that I say is renting is not better. It's just never better. You have to create some sort of velocity of money, something that appreciates. You have to hedge against the inflation that's coming, and there's going to be a lot of it coming. You have to own assets.
Have to own assets, and right now we've actually got your website there at the bottom of our screen, so hopefully if anyone has any specific questions for you right now, they can go to your website, figure out how to contact you, because I'm curious here. There's something that the Vice President and Chief Economist said as I was reading through this story. He said as vaccination rates increase and the state reopens fully, higher home prices will hopefully entice prospective sellers who have held off putting their homes on the market during the pandemic and feel more comfortable listing it. Do you think that that's going to happen?
Yeah, I think the inventory is going to loosen up pretty quick for, well, not a whole bunch, but it's going to loosen up, and there's three basic reasons. There was a recent study that showed that 84% of would-be home sellers have opted not to sell over the last year because, first of all, there was nothing for them to buy. The second thing is there's still a portion of society, it's getting smaller, but still a portion of society that don't want a bunch of strange people inside their homes for them to sell it. So they've opted not to sell. And then the third reason that I think that the inventory is going to start to loosen up is honestly, this devastating policy of the forbearance that Governor Newsom put in, where he basically told tenants you don't have to pay. Then he also at the same time told landlords that you can't evict non-paying tenants. So there's been people that for 15 months have just elected not to pay, and these owners have been honestly getting devastated by this. And as that forbearance policy is going to be lifted here shortly, they can finally get rid of those non-paying tenants. I know that these owners would love to have sold these houses, but honestly, who's going to buy a home that has a non-paying tenant in it? So they've been stuck.
Oh, this is just one of those issues that we are going to see change and really evolve as we move out of this pandemic, but certainly something that we hope we get to revisit soon, because so many things to touch on, so many more questions to ask. But Jim Bottrell, we really appreciate you taking the time tonight.
Awesome. All right, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.